Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today we're going to go over this Cuisinart Coffee Center 2-in-1. This is the setup procedure. I'm going to show you what you do after you unbox it and before you start brewing coffee. There's a few important steps you've got to do to set up this coffee maker. So the first thing is your carbon water filters. We want to soak these in water. Take them out of the bag and we're going to soak them in water for 10 minutes. So the reason for soaking those is there's carbon in there and you'll see some carbon dust and your water is going to turn like a light gray. So make sure you soak those. After you're done soaking them, we're going to run them underwater for 30 seconds. Okay, so we got to turn the unit on. Make sure it's plugged in, but on the right hand side there's a switch. Now it's not spring loaded, so it's either off or on. It'll stay either position you put it. So we want to turn it on and leave it on for the duration of this process. And when we're done, we'll turn it off. Okay, so now that we've got the carbon water filters cleaned, we're going to install them in the coffee maker. There's one for the coffee maker and one for the K-cup side. So lift up the lid. Back here there's a big handle. Pull it up. This is going to keeps our carbon water filter in. On one side it says open. You're just going to snap it open. Install the water filter, snap it closed. And then it goes on this left side way down in there. There's a big recess for it to slide into. Cuisinart makes this really nice. They slide right in. And then just close the lid. Over here on the K-cup side, it's got the same big black thing. They're interchangeable. We're going to lift it up out of the water reservoir. We're going to bring it over here. These are exactly the same. Put the water filter in and close it. Now here's an important step. So when you put it in, there's some feet. And you got to kind of force it into those feet, like that. You don't want it off to the side. It's not doing anything. That intake is over there. It's right there. And that's where we want it to go, so it doesn't float up. If you don't get it in all the way, you'll find it floating in the water. So when they manufacture these coffee makers new, they want you to run fresh water through both sides to kind of clean it out in case there was any manufacturing stuff on the inside. Just to kind of do a flush. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so the Carafe, I cleaned this out with soap and water, and then I filled it up with fresh water to the 12 mark. So we're going to pour the water in the back. We're going to leave this filter in. If you're not going to use your permanent filter in, then just take it out and don't have any filter in. But you pour your water in the back. Right there's where it goes. Okay, I've got my water poured in. Make sure we don't have any filter or coffee here. We're going to close the lid. Then we're going to put the empty coffee pot down here. We're going to turn this switch to the brew, and we're going to press the button. Now I put the switch to brew, and I press the button. That button is kind of pulsing now. It's kind of coming on and off, on and off. And my coffee maker is going to start that percolator action. And it started up right away. And like I said, we're just going to run that whole water through here just to kind of flush and clean out the coffee maker. When we're done, we'll throw this away and clean our coffee maker one last time. We'll clean the inside of the coffee pot. So while we're waiting on that, let's go over to the K-cup side on the back. You've got this water reservoir. So I'm going to take my carbon filter out. I'm going to wash this out with soap and water, and then I will fill this up with water to the max line. Okay, so I've got this filled up to the max line. I reinstalled the water reservoir. I'm going to put the lid on. That way we're ready to go on the K-cup side. In case I forgot to show you, there is an on-off switch. So I had to turn the unit on over here on the right-hand side. So this is we've got still ways to go. We're up the 4-cup mark with that fresh water. We have to wait until the coffee maker side is done before we can do the K-cup side. It's either side. You can't do both at the same time. So basically we're going to make sure that the K-cup side is open. We're not going to put a K-cup in here. We're going to leave this needle basket in and we're going to leave it empty and we're going to close it. And then we're going to do a bunch of 8-ounce rinses to kind of get some water going through the machine and help clean it out. Okay, so the coffee maker, when it's done, it beeps at you and the warm light comes on. So now we can throw that out, but be careful, that water is going to be very hot. And then this side activates. So now we can clean the K-cup side. Again, make sure there's nothing in the K-cup side. We're going to leave this closed and just hit the 10-ounce button. Make sure you got a container down here that can hold 10 ounces. We're just going to throw this water away when we're done. Again, same with there. Just throw it down the sink. Fiona wants to help. Okay, so when it's all done, we're just going to throw this water out. Now the K-cup side is ready to be used. You can put your K-cup in. It just kind of really cleans that area. It's good to do this once in a while anyway. But now you're ready to put the K-cup in and do a K-cup. Again, when you're done with the unit has a switch over here. We're going to turn it off. This was how to set up your Cuisinart coffee maker. Check out my next video. It's going to be a detailed review. I'm going to make coffee on both sides. And I'm going to show you how to set the clock, set the auto feature. I'm also going to do another video on how to descale. So check out those videos. Thanks everybody for your support. If you could, please like and subscribe.